Hello, Rebel fans, and welcome to another edition of Lady Rebel Basketball. We're here in beautiful North Summit, Colville, that is, in what is a very well-lit, well-maintained, great gym. And right now we're just in the waning moments here of the JV girls game. North Summit's going to go ahead and take this one. I'm pretty sure they're up by 8 with 10 seconds left. Very competitive atmosphere, as always is when we come to play North Summit. We have a ton of fans in the gym right now. It's incredible. It's electric. And this is round 2 for all of you that are counting for matchup between the Lady Rebels and the Lady Braves. It was really exciting last time. The Braves really taking it to the Rebels last time in Randolph only 5 days ago. This is Cody Olsen here in the booth. I'm joined with camera woman and all-around superstar Melissa Olsen as we are going to be covering the Rich Rebels and the North Summit Braves here. A final heave from the Rich Rebels in the last waning seconds. The ball will go out of bounds with 2 seconds left here in the JV matchup. This is going to be the end. Your JV girls are going to drop one here to North Summit, 44-36. We'll get ready for the varsity game coming out as we have a few girls coming out onto the court. Welcome to our Bear Lake Convention and Visitors Bureau pregame show. We'll go ahead, take a quick timeout, come back to you. We have 2 awesome interviews, both with Coach Lundgren and with Rich Rebels' own Haiti Pugmire. She was an awesome interview as well. We'll come back to you live in just a moment on a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebel Sports on 98.3 The Wildlife.
Early Oregon-bound immigrants traveled through the Bear Lake Valley. U.S. Highway 30 basically follows the Oregon Trail. Many wagon trains stopped at Thomas L. Pegleg Smith Trading Post, located near Dingle, Idaho, for supplies. One traveler wrote of camping along Cotton Line Bear River, watching grass as tall as a man wave in the wind. Today, you don't have to ride in a wagon to visit Bear Lake Valley, but the rich history is still here to enjoy. Visit bearlake.org for more information.
So this is the reserve at Bear Lake, most beautiful place in the world. Come here and find out how you can buy your own Airbnb property and help pay for itself, or just come here and enjoy a second home. And sports courts, pools, hot tubs, access to 200 miles of mountain trails. Brand new homes now starting at $600,000. Quarter shares starting at $250,000. Would like you to invite you to be part of that. Call Gary McKee at Bear Lake Realty at 435-946-8888.
Welcome back to the booth here, Rich Rebel fans and fans of North Summit. As I've just been informed, I believe, now don't quote me on this, but I believe that it is senior night for the North Summit Braves. If anybody sees me in the gym, if they want to correct me, please go ahead and do so. Thank you for joining us here on our Bear Lake Convention and Visitors Bureau pregame show. That's Bear Lake, Utah, and Idaho. Really fun as we're going to go ahead and set the scene now as we get now into it. We're about 14 minutes away from tip-off. Your Rich Rebels, the North Summit Braves will be duking it out again for the second time here in 5 days. Let's go ahead and start off with the North Summit Braves. An incredibly tough preseason schedule. These Braves are not afraid of high competition, and they've been taking it to some higher classification teams earlier on in the season. A developing story as we've come to know and understand. Last time the North Summit Braves came up to Randolph, Peterson, Langston, Murdoch, all dominated for the Braves inside. That trio finished with a combined total of 44 points last Saturday. You'll have to keep an eye out for that trio that hurt the Rebels so bad. Can the Rebels come up with a different game plan? Can they adapt? Can they come back and try and put together a game plan that's going to be competitive? As for your Rich Rebel girls, they're currently right now, they're very confident. Dropped the game on last Saturday to North Summit, then went out to Wendover, I believe it was Friday. Last Friday, dropped the game to North Summit, and then Saturday went all the way out to Wendover, and it seemed as though they were clicking on all cylinders. You have 2 guards right now in the top 10, 1A scoring in 1A. That's in Taylor McKee and Ambria Lutz. We've talked about them quite a bit. And recently we've seen quite a bit of development from our front court. That is Darlene Peterson, that is Ellie Argyle, and Haiti Pugmire. We'll hear from Haiti Pugmire in just a minute as she was a super fun interview. This has been our MyLocalRadio.com scene set. Set the scene for your business to increase in 2022. Advertise more with MyLocalRadio.com. PBPCodyOlsen.com. Today, North Summit Braves, Rich Rebel Girls, round 2. It should be a really good one as we're going to get ready and squared off, continue our pregame coverage right after this quick message from our sponsors on a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebel Sports, 98.3 The Wildlife.
Atlas Home Care and Hospice provides skilled nursing and physical therapy services in your home in Rich County. In-home service providers include Natalie Cornea, Kylie Argyle, Brady Stokes, and Bradley Holmes. Call Atlas Home Care and Hospice today.
They say the 3 most important things in life for many people are their faith, their family, and their high school sports. And not necessarily in that order. Advertise where you'll get noticed. Call My Local Radio and become a sports advertiser today. Welcome back to the Bear Lake Convention and Visitors Bureau pregame show. It's always great to catch up with all the student athletes at Rich High School. One of the amazing students that I was able to catch up with just so happens to be on this basketball team. Special thanks to the town of Woodruff, the mayor and town council, for allowing me to meet with Haiti Pugmire this week. She was so awesome, gave me a little bit of a glimpse. You may have heard her earlier this week on Rebel on Record as well. Let's go ahead, right after this break, dip into our interview with Haiti Pugmire on 98.3 KADQ.
When you enter the city limits of the town of Woodruff, the sign welcomes you to a place with the coldest temps and the warmest hearts. Settled in 1870, we celebrate the values of kindness, compassion, and friendliness, knowing a community's greatness may best be measured by the compassionate actions of its members. Mayor Scott Sabian, council members Millie Bradshaw, Raymond Franson, Kent Stewart, and Jason Peterson, with Secretary Lisa Bell, welcome you and say,
Go Rich Rebels!
Rich Rebel fans, I'm joined here with Haiti Pugmire on Rebel on Record. Is this our first interview? Is this the first interview that you've done overall?
Yes, it is.
Is it at all intimidating?
A little bit, yeah.
Is it me or is it just the interview?
The interview. You're good.
Haiti, I pulled you out of class. What class did I pull you out of right now?
U.S. government.
What is it like, Coach Worthland teaches government history, all that stuff, and he's also the cross-country teacher. What do you like about learning from Coach Worthland?
He just knows a lot about it and just sets on a desk and just tells you it and doesn't have to look at it all the time, so it's pretty nice just to know that he knows what he's doing.
I also hear that you have another favorite class. Do you want to tell me a little bit about that one?
So I really like my biology class. It's really fun. Cooper, he's a really good teacher, and I don't know, you just get to pick who you set by, and it's pretty fun. I set by a couple of boys, and it's just fun to see just the way guys can act and how they can be ridiculous sometimes.
Haiti, I stop by the Crawford Trough often because it is absolutely delicious. What did you do when you were? I assume you worked there and helped out a lot. What were the first things that you did to help out?
Well, I just started on the register and drinks and ice cream, and you just learn, and it gets super busy, and you get nervous, but you're able to work as a team, and it's pretty fun. Kind of like basketball, you continue to improve.
That's a good connection right there. You're going to be on ESPN before we know it, right?
I don't know about that.
Haiti, quite recently, we've seen you get some serious varsity time, able to get player of the game a little while ago, and it's kind of fun to wear that star on your chest. What is it like just kind of being out there, varsity time, and just putting on the moves on everybody?
Well, at first it was very intimidating. I was always nervous and shaking when I went out there in Richfield, our first games, but now I'm starting to get used to it and realize that I can do my part and start, putting up some points and do what I do best.
What's been the biggest difference on the team that you've noticed between that Richfield State Preview tournament and where the team's at right now?
I think our Tabiona game was a very good see into what we can be, and we were able to work together and just figure out that we don't need just 5 people on the floor. The bench can help, and anyone can go in and help and improve the team. I think that was the biggest influence and change.
That bench is full of a lot of JV players that you're very close with. Haiti, what kind of traditions are on the bus as you sit next to people like Casey Wilson, Violet Taylor, Ellie Argyle, everybody on the bus? What's your favorite thing being on the bus with all of them?
We just get to talk and see how everybody's day is going, and if we need to improve on something or just what went well throughout the day in the game.
Do you feel very confident and excited whenever you take the floor with those girls?
Yes, now I do. Before I was always scared, but yeah, now it's getting better and it's fun.
Haiti, you're getting really good time as a sophomore. You have so much time to build and develop. What has
some of your goals in terms of just basketball that you want to improve on by the time you're a senior?
Oh, my goals are always just to be able to improve the team and be there for support, and just when I'm out there that the atmosphere is able to change and is be able to become more positive if it needs to, and that my goal is to be able to just get offensive and defensive rebounds, which I do need to improve on.
That was my interview with Haiti Pugmire, and boy, oh boy, did I enjoy that one because, Haiti's very real. Haiti was very real with me as we got to discussing a little bit about basketball, what school's like, what Randolph's like. She is an outstanding student and an outstanding student athlete as well. I'm going to be looking for her number, hopefully that she'll be able to get some points in the paint and help her team out. Special thanks to the town of Woodruff, mayor and town council, as well as the Bear Lake Convention and Visitors Bureau for allowing us to put together a pregame show for all of you. We'll come back to you and hear from our coaches. Coach Lundgren talking a little bit about North Summit and how this week's going to go. Special thanks to Pam Cornea at Town and Country Realty in Garden City. Let's hear from Pam and then dip into our interview with Coach Lundgren.
Pam Cornea with Town and Country Realty in beautiful Bear Lake enthusiastically supports the Rich High Rebels.
After all, I raised 4 of them, from football, basketball, wrestling to volleyball. I supported them all. I bleed blue.
The Caribbean of the Rockies, Bear Lake, offers a variety of activities in every season. Pam would love to assist you in finding your own Bear Lake retreat. Call her today, 435-779-0012.
Rich Rebel fans, back here again with Coach Cody Lundgren. Coach Lundgren, we've had such an amazing couple weeks with basketball, a lot to learn from with the girls coming up, and a lot of really impressive trends that we have seen. The first one, we started to see a very positive trend and a connection between Ellie Argyle and Darlene Peterson in the front court. Multiple assists and scores coming in between one or the other, feeding the other.
Coach Lundgren was able to touch up with me actually earlier today, so let's go ahead and listen to Coach Lundgren's interview. Coach Lundgren's interview today was very insightful as they talked a little bit about Wendover, what they did very well, and what it meant to kind of look back and look forward to North Summit. Let's go
Rich
ahead.
Rebel fans, here on the Coach's Corner again. I am joined with Coach Cody Lundgren. We're coming off of a big game, coming way back from Wendover. A very solid performance by the girls. It's going to propel them into this week. Coach, looking back at that Wendover game, Brittany Lamborn did what she's been doing all year. That is hounding ball handlers, playing stellar defense. What did her defense do to allow to free up the rest of the team?
A lot of times she has to have a pretty tough job, and she usually defends, their best scoring girl or their best ball handler just to get them out of the rhythm. So, she had to defend a girl named Leslie Luna last weekend. She averages, I can't remember, I think around 17 points a game or 19 points a game, something like that. But she did a really good job on her. At times when you can do that, it disrupts offenses and, it just makes the girl's job around her a little bit easier.
Coach, now, North Summit's kind of squeezed pretty tightly. Round 1 and round 2 only 5 days apart. North Summit round 1 in Randolph included a showing of a few Braves that are incredibly talented in their underclass. This is Peterson, Langston, Murdoch. All were a force inside. Coach, what can be done in preparation to take away the strengths that we saw in round 1 and get ready for the Braves this upcoming Friday?
We got to do a better job at keeping their guards out on the perimeter and not letting them drive in on us and being able to play a man defense so we can close out on shooters when we need to. We went man against them the other day. They were able to get to the paint on us, and that hurt us a little bit. So then we went to the zone on them, and it hurt us by losing track of the backside for shooters, and then we didn't rebound as well out of that zone. So we got to do a better job in both those categories.
Coach, do you embrace the challenge of taking on North Summit so quickly, 5 days apart, or would you rather have it maybe a little bit farther apart?
It's all good. It's, we try getting the game a little bit later in the season, but a lot of these teams get really, really far into their region play. And then with 2A, their play-in games are a week earlier than ours. So we kind of ran out of time to space it any farther. And I'm just thankful that we have a tough game this week to help us get ready for state.
You know, speaking of state, Coach, the girls have been impressive all year. What is that level that you want the girls to hit as we get ready for that final push here in February for the state playoff tournament?
You know, I think at times we're putting in really good quarters. We score the ball well, we defend really well. But then at times, you know, it's kind of like a roller coaster. At times we don't defend very well, and we'll let them score a lot in one quarter, then we won't score any. So we just have to do a better job of being more consistent to be ready for the state playoffs.
Currently, right now, the girls are sitting at 9th in the RPI at 1A. You know, this is kind of an interesting question. Ideally, Coach, with what we know now, what we have left on our schedule, what does your ideal RPI ranking look like for the girls by the start of playoff time?
You know, right now we're kind of shooting for that number 7 spot. Like looking at the bracket and stuff, you know, seven would be a pretty good spot for us to get to, and I think it's very achievable for us to get there. But you know, it is what it is. You know, you get down there and you gotta win 4 games in a row, no matter who it is. So by the time you're in the semifinal game, all those teams are really good. And sometimes with this RPI, in the quarterfinal game, you'll play a really good team. So you got to be able to play a really good team all 4 nights in actuality of it. So,
Coach, appreciate the time as always. Best of luck against the Braves, and then right on to it to Manila.
Hey, thanks. Appreciate it.
That's Coach Cody Lundgren looking forward to this game and to Manila. We just got an awesome rendition recognizing the seniors here in North Summit. What a special time if you are a Brave to come out here, stand with those that you're close to, parents, guardians, to be recognized by the school. It is a fun atmosphere right now, and I think it's contributed really to senior night. I remember when I did senior night, it was incredibly fun, exciting, and it was just kind of, you know, electric in the air, and that's what it is right now currently in Colville. We'll take a quick timeout, come back to you immediately after a couple quick messages from our sponsors on a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebel Sports on 98.3 The Wildlife.
Success is no accident. It comes from constant hard work, perseverance, sacrifice, and learning from failure. Laketown Mayor Burdette Weston and council members Dallas Clark, Gary Ogilvie, Eldon Robinson, and Delora Wright encourage the Rich High Rebels to continue to do whatever it takes to succeed in academics, activities, and athletics. The Town Council and citizens of Laketown celebrate the success of all the students and staff in the Rich School District.
When you think about Bear Lake, think family, fun, fishing, beaches, boats, green, and great food. Think water, wildlife, trails, and shakes, snow, scenery, and sun. Think summer. Go to bearlake.org and plan your visit today. Visit Scenic Idaho.
Now you've got a safe and secure place to store your boat, RV, ATVs, and other vehicles right in town. T-Bar Body Shop offers storage for just $35 per month. Long and short-term storage options are available. Of course, T-Bar Body Shop also offers custom bodywork when you have an accident. We work with your insurance directly and get the job done right. T-Bar Body Shop offers a wide range of services. Stop in today and see all the ways T-Bar can serve you. 515 County Road, Evanston. Let T-Bar fix your car.
This presentation on mylocalradio.com is also brought to you in part by Hoover Chiropractic. With over 3 decades of experience, Dr. Todd Hoover can help you with all the chiropractic work you need, plus x-rays, blood work, a weight loss program, and can help you get rid of allergies and migraines. Dr. Todd Hoover with Hoover Chiropractic in Evanston.
A wonderful rendition of our national anthem just performed here in the gym. Another important thing we have to recognize that Marcy Richens, our senior who was recognized out for North Summit, a huge blow to them, as well as Savannah Richens, another senior for North Summit. We're going to do our Lutz Construction starting lineup right now. Ambria Lutz will be getting the start after coming off a huge defensive performance in Wendover. Ambria Lutz as well. Taylor McKee, Mackenzie Smith, and Darlene Peterson. That is your starting 5 for your Rich Rebels. Here come the Lady Braves as they get ready with applause abounding all around. Heartland Richens, number 22. Number 10, Haslin Murdoch. Presley Peterson, the sophomore.
Number 25, Chelsea Langston, the sophomore.
Chelsea Langston.
And number 23, Savannah Richens, a senior.
Savannah Richens, the only senior that will be starting tonight, the only other senior on the team besides Marcy. And, you're starting quite a few underclassmen. I think I spoke about this last time. If you are North Summit and you see these girls performing so very, very well, you have to be nothing but excited as they continue to progress only more and more. Peterson, a sophomore, Murdoch, the freshman, Richens, the freshman. That's Heartland, Savannah, the senior, and then Chelsea Langston. Impressive as we're going to go ahead and get ready for our opening tip-off today. Go ahead and call mylocalradio.com at 307-789-8116 to get access to advertising you never even knew existed. That's the power of radio. As right now, you're going to be hearing the power of radio as we're going to be out here in North Summit calling this game. Langston and Peterson will be tipping off here between the Braves and the Rebels. The Rebels in all black, North Summit in all white. Tip-off won by Darlene Peterson. Now here on the near side, Taylor McKee dribbling with the left, gets it up to the top for Ambria Lutz, who looks left, pumps it, goes all the way back to the right side for Brittany Lamborn, feeding inside. Mackenzie Smith met with a wall by Langston around the horn. Lutz thought about the three, drives into the key, pitches it back to Lamborn. Now out to the left side. Baseline up to the top. Mackenzie Smith gets picked. This is Heartland Richens going coast to coast against Lamborn up high and going right off the back iron. Just a little bit too hard. And then outlet out here to Taylor McKee. Still 0-0 here in North Summit after a missed opportunity by the Braves. Brittany Lamborn getting the dribble. One dribble hop left and then out to the left side, Taylor McKee. McKee yelling to her teammates, trying to get people in the right position. Out with the ball on the left side. Now back up to the top. Lamborn stutters, drives, kicks out to the right baseline. McKee, 2 dribbles into the lane, off the glass, just a little bit short. Maybe we could have perhaps missed a travel call. I thought she may have done a little bunny hop there that, maybe there was just a little blind spot that our officiating crew didn't see. Crawford Trough inbound on the right baseline, underneath the basket. Cross the court. McKee pumps, drives on the left side. Now out to the right side. Smith for 3. No good. Too hard. Darlene Peterson comes down with the offensive rebound. Lutz gets it again, pumps. Couple times the Rebels have ate the 3 ball. They've been open and decided to go with the open pass. A stolen ball now for the Braves as Heartland Richens right in front of the Rich Rebel bench, dribbling with her right hand on the right side wing. Into the baseline, underneath, Murdoch spinning, fouled underneath. Before the shot, we'll see who that's on. It's on Darlene Peterson. Darlene going to get her first personal foul of the game. We'll have to keep an eye on that. Murdoch did fantastic last Friday against the Rebels as she was finding such great room. And a lot of time, 5 seconds right there, as the Rich Rebels very good on defense, covering up all the passing lanes and reading where the cuts were going to go. That's a turnover. And now the Rebels with the ball going from left to right. All black. Ambria Lutz alone out to Lamborn, now to McKee, far on the far side on the left. Lamborn left alone beyond the arc, drives left, goes up against a wall and has to pull it back out on the left side. Ambria Lutz crossing over, back to Lamborn on the left, and then Darlene on the baseline. Cross-court pass to McKee, who couldn't quite grab it in time, and it slipped off of her fingers. It will be bounced off of a North Summit Brave and go out of bounds. Another Crawford Trough inbound here underneath the basket, up to the top, Lutz. Now to McKee, right side. Dribble, hop, skip to Lamborn around the horn. Peterson, another cross-court pass. They've been trying to get that shot up and going. Still 0-0 with 5:45 left. Long three from McKee and a offensive rebound by the Rich Rebels. That's something interesting, as that did not happen very often for the Rebels last time. Driving into the lane with the right hand and a Euro step and a foul on Brittany Lamborn. She missed the layup, but she's going to go up to the line. You know, touching up her eyebrows a little bit, making sure all the sweat's out of her eyes before she gets ready for our first free throw of the game. Lamborn in a deep squat. High and good, nothing but net. And that is your first points of the game, scored by Brittany Lamborn on a free throw. 1-0. Here comes the second one. Picture perfect, redoing the squat and redoing the swish as well. 2-0. Brittany Lamborn gets her Rich Rebels up by 2 here in North Summit with 5:30 left. Into Murdoch at the very top of the elbow, kicks out to the left side, now driving right. A little underneath the basket, and a missed opportunity by Langston, who had a good feed from underneath the basket, just left it hard. Langston in trouble. Ball right down the baseline. Here's Heartland Richens working up against Brittany Lamborn. They're going to bump bodies right there here on the left baseline, and a quick foul called, and Lamborn's going to get her first. Lamborn with one, Darlene Peterson with one, and another inbound pass underneath the basket. This one's located on the right side here. High up, Langston doesn't get it just out of her fingers. A little bit of butter maybe on the ball, and here comes the Rebels in transition. Right side elbow, kick out to the right wing. Taylor McKee does not dribble, no dribbles at all, as it's going to work its way around the horn to the left. Now Smith will cut inside. Has an easy floater right there, and it's just a little bit too hard. It's going to be missed. Here come the Braves. Heartland Richens, who's been just absolutely stellar as an underclassman for the Braves, coming out here and manning the point, or womaning the point, depends on who you ask. Langston back out here to Richens on the right side, who's going to drive, kick back out. Darlene Peterson fronts Langston and gets the deflection and a steal and a turnover. McKee out to Lutz on the left side, driving in, 2 shots, 2 steps, and a floater outside just in front of the right elbow. Again, just a tad too far. A little bit of too much weightlifting maybe for the Rich Rebels. Now here comes the Braves. Still no points scored by the Braves, 0-2. 2-0 is what I really should say with 4 minutes left here. The Rich Rebels up. Nothing but defense currently. Richens drives right side baseline into Langston in the paint. Puts her shoulder into Darlene Peterson. And great defense. Darlene is going to get the rebound and then a little bump from a Brave. I think that's on 23, Savannah Richens, and she'll get her first. So 2 personal fouls either side. The Rich Rebels are going to keep the basketball. McKee will inbound to Lutz. Lutz way down the court to Lamborn on the left side. Smith right in front of the right elbow has to pick up her dribble back to Lamborn. Lamborn with the shot high off the glass, too far to the right. Rebound Langston. 2-0 still here, and we're getting late into the first period. Richens loses the basketball driving left, and Darlene tries to cut into the lane. Langston now has a free shot floater, too far to the right. Last touched by, it's going to be last touched by a Rebel, as that came off of the iron, a little bit awkward, down immediately. Ellie Argyle has checked back into the game. She's coming in for Smith. High up again, and a easy bucket as 3 Rebels collapsed in on the right block. An air ball missed by Murdoch, and Langston's there to just corral it and put it back up easy. 2-2, and finally 4 points have been scored here with 3 minutes left here in the game. A foul called on Heartland Richens as she's hounding Brittany Lamborn going into the paint right side at the very top of the arc. So the only points of the game have been Plains Tire points in the paint for North Summit, and then 2 free throws by the Rebels. Feed inside to Darlene. Skips it high up to the very top of the arc. McKee off the front of the iron, no good. Darlene comes down with an offensive rebound again. It's going to go the opposite way, though. I think Brittany Lamborn thought that a Brave had touched it, and that ball goes rolling into the student section of the Braves here on the near side. Brittany knowingly let it go out of bounds, thinking that they were going to keep the ball and keep the possession, but instead it's going to go to the Braves. Heartland Richens immediate three right at the very top of the arc. No good. Offensive rebound by Murdoch, and one as she goes right into the arms of Darlene Peterson. It's going to be wrapped around her neck, throwing it up. It will bounce off the rim once and fall in. Looking like a Tiger Woods putt out there as it just barely hung on the very top and then fell down. 2 fouls for Darlene Peterson here already with about 3 minutes left here in our first quarter. That's T7 Propane in Woodruff's first quarter. For all your propane needs, call 435-793-4208. 3-point play capitalized on by Murdoch as she knocks that one home. Rebels now trying to answer as the Braves are on a 5-0 run here in our T7 Propane first quarter. McKee, cross-court pass to Lutz to stop the run. High and good from the left side wing for 3. That was massive. And now the game is back and tied up. Huge T7 Propane 3 from Ambria Lutz, who got the pass from the right side wing out to the left, cross-court, found herself alone, and drained it. Peterson in, and then an inside out for Langston for 3. No good off the front of the iron. That was a short 3 on the far side corner. Lamborn in transition, and a blocking foul called as she goes up for the layup for fast break points. And few members of our crowd share their opinion on it. As you know, one thing that I'm really grateful for is the fact that this gymnasium is pretty full right now. It's pretty fun. Lamborn, who was 2 for 2 on the first trip to the Bear Lake Realty free throw line, misses the first one. And, you know, that's something she's worked on the entirety of the season so far. Right now, she's sitting at 2 for 3 with a possibility of going 50% here. 5-5, and she rolls it off the front of the iron. No good. 0 for 2 on that trip. 2 minutes left here. Tied up 5-5. Heartland Richens jabs right into the middle and then goes back up to the top of the arc. Passes it out here to Peterson. Peterson just kitty corner on the right side wing. Now out to Langston, who comes up to meet her on the left side elbow. Now Richens, who's left alone, pulls it down and then gets it out to Murdoch. Now left side elbow. Heartland Richens driving left, pulling back, partially blocked by Lamborn. Good defense. Heartland Richens keeping the ball in. Eventually, she's going to get a foul called as that ball will be deflected partially by Taylor McKee. That's the second foul on Brittany Lamborn. 2 fouls for Peterson, 2 fouls for Lamborn. And each side gets a chance to share their opinion about what they thought about those last 2 fouls. 1:37 left here, tied up. Defensively, this has been the name of the game. Murdoch getting a right elbow off the glass. And Taylor McKee, good box out, gets right in front of Langston. Now kick back, straightaway 3 for Ambria Lutz. That one's good. That's a transition 3, and that's something that if you can do at the collegiate level, coaches are going to drool all over you. So a big 3 ball by Ambria Lutz, and now the Rebels are up by 3. Langston, kick out to the left side. Heartland Richens drives baseline, and a 3-second violation on Langston. Probably helped that we had a majority of the Rich Rebel fans counting. Oh, man. You love it. You love how fans are so into it. I would say that I'm innocent, but my wife would tell you absolutely not. Here come the Rebels, now up by 3 with less than a minute left. You're on the far corner, back up to the top, Ambria Lutz. Thought about the 3, who was going to pull it right in Richens' face, decides to eat it. McKee, pitch out to the right for Peterson. Now back up to the top. Another 3 from Ambria. That one's good. 3 threes for Ambria Lutz, and that has got to be some type of, you got to keep an eye on that for sure for our precision play of the game. Running into bodies, Darlene Peterson is going to pick up her 3rd foul just a hair before the end of the first quarter as North Summit drove right into the lane and ran into the bodies here. And Darlene didn't establish position. So Darlene in foul trouble early, and that's going to put Haiti Pugmire into the game. Pugmire was able to have a interview with me early on, and she's going to have great defense as Langston drives. And that ball is going to bounce off of a Brave. That's Heartland Richens, who's established right in front of Grohl. They're going to run together, and it's going to bounce off of the foot of Richens. Crawford Trough inbound. Lutz back to Grohl on the left side wing. Back up to the top, Ambria. stutters, goes to the right, drives, kick out to Violet Taylor on the right side, back up to the top. Rebels have been good about working it around the arc so far, and right now it's been working as Ambria Lutz has made them pay. 4 seconds left here in the first, and a heave for Ambria again! 4 for 4, Ambria Lutz, have yourself a night, my goodness. So after the end of one, my goodness, 14-5, and those were spearheaded by 4 threes by Ambria Lutz. Good gravy. That has not happened all year, and she is feeling it right now, single-handedly helping the Rebels, trying to steal one here in North Summit. We'll take a quick timeout on a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebel Sports 98.3 The Wildlife.
Whether it's for your home, your ranch, your equipment, or your business, when you need propane, count on the best. T7 Propane in Woodruff. The safe and professional team at T7 Propane offers quality product and the most responsive propane service in the area, so you can enjoy the affordability, reliability, and efficiency of propane. For heating, cooking, grilling, motor fuel, and more, count on the team at T7 for your personal or business propane needs. 435-793-4208.
Welcome back as we're now dipping into our second quarter now, brought to you by Stacy's Repair. For the if you need a repair, take it to the ones who truly care. That's Stacy's Repair in Woodruff. Right now, the Rich Rebels up 14-5, and they're being lifted by 4 threes. Ambria Lutz is 4 from 4 from beyond the arc. Your new home in Bear Lake, one phone call away. Call 435-946-8888. Here we go, back into our action. Another jumper out on the right side. Almost stepped out of bounds. Ellie Argyle able to rip it off the boards as that was missed on the baseline by the Braves. Ambria Lutz is going to get more attention as she's doubled at the very top of the arc. And now a turnover. Heartland Richens feeding to Murdoch. It's going to bounce off of Murdoch, who is to her right. Sprinting, trying to get that fast break points. Bounce off of her. It will go out of bounds and a turnover. Ambria and Violet Taylor, your back court right now. And Ambria is going to lose the basketball, and it's going to be a wrestle for it right at the 10-foot line on the right side of the court. Jump ball, it's going to stay with the Rebels. Coach Jerry Holmes standing up there right in front of the North Summit bench, instructing his girls on how to come back from stellar play right now. Cassidy Grohl, right side, dribbles into the lane, feed to Pugmire. Great find. Pugmire rolls it off the backboard as she cut right in front of the free throw line. Impressive. 16-5, quick transition and a shot there from North Summit. Savannah Richens cleaning off the offensive rebound, an initial miss, and then she's going to go up and find her mark. 7-16. Violet Taylor. It's going to try and find Ellie Argyle right in front of the North Summit bench. It'll go careening out of bounds. Ellie didn't go for it. I thought maybe she thought someone touched it. Maybe I was wrong. It's a turnover. It's going to go to the Braves. 6:45 left here in our Stacy's Repair second quarter. Heartland Richens working up against Violet Taylor into the arms of Haiti Pugmire, and it's going to be short, partially blocked. Here come the Rebels. Taylor McKee. Kick out to Grohl on the left side, back up to McKee. Violet Taylor now dribbling right on the right side wing, extended now near corner inside to Pugmire. Inside out, McKee pumps, drives, loses her footing, and is tripped up. Missed opportunity. Langston. No, that's Savannah Richens. Out to Heartland Richens. Now Langston here. Kick out for Savannah, and now back up to the top for Heartland. Savannah had the look, but decided to eat it. Go to Heartland. Heartland drives. Kick out for Murdoch on the far side right. Air ball. Offensive rebound for North Summit. Langston hit from behind. Pugmire, I think, was in the act of boxing out because there had been 2 missed shots, and then Langston uses her height to get up and underneath the basket and throw it up. Here comes 2 shots for Langston. First one, too far to the left. No good. That's going to bounce twice between rim and backboard. Almost gets sandwiched there right at the 11 o'clock. Second shot is good. 50%. 16-8. Rich babying an 8-point lead, and the Braves are going to come right after the Rich Rebels. Argyle getting a feed and drive on the left side wing. Nobody was there because of the defense hadn't been put back into position after the press right at half court. 18-8, 10-point lead for the Rich Rebels. Murdoch up to the right side. Richens, now Hartland, crossover in front of Violet Taylor, now out to the left for Peterson. Langston calling for the ball, working against Pugmire. She's going to lose it. It's going to be saved and finally touch the line as Peterson tried to help out Langston. That ball was rolling on the near side out to the left here, almost out of bounds. Threw it up behind her shoulder as she was diving, but it wasn't going to be enough to be back into play. 5:30 left here in our Stacey's Repair second quarter. Violet Taylor able to get it back to McKee before the backcourt violation. Murdoch and Heartland Richens jumping into a passing lane right in front of Cassidy Grohl on the right side baseline. Heartland floating to the right, spinning around, and she's going to get the foul on the arm, right on the left side block. Another foul here. Heartland Richens will find herself at the line. 2 bounces into her progression, up and bounces off to the left, off the right of the backboard and out. No good. 18-8 is your score. The Rich Rebels, to the astonishment of many fans here in North Summit, leading by double digits here with 5 minutes left before halftime. Still a low-scoring game. Heartland double bounce off the back iron and then finally falls in. 18-9, your score, with another shot coming up for the Braves. One more. Richens, high and off to the left, no good. Mackenzie Smith out here for Ambria Lutz. Here comes some pressure from the Braves. They're going to try and pressure the Rebels right at half court, and now a little bit of an implementation of a weird zone. This is a 1-2-2. We'll see if the Rebels can combat, try and figure out how to break into this here. Whistle here from our near side referee as a foreign object came out onto the court. And something came out of the student section and went out onto the court, and it's going to stop the stoppage of play. Another inbound, Taylor McKee here. There's a little basketball at prop, I guess, and we're going to have to stop play. Now back in, Ambria steps into a 3 off to the right. That one's no good, her first miss. Darlene Peterson tries to come from behind, has to watch her fouls as she has 3 already. Heartland Richens at the very top of the arc. Lamborn guarding her. Langston comes up to the left, she kicks it out to Peterson, right on the left wing extended, driving into the lane, floater, rises high. And the Rebels and Peterson wrestling on the ground, last touched by Mackenzie Smith and Peterson as they were both going for it. And that ball is going to stay with the Braves. Good hustle by either team, and Smith was just on the line, on the baseline, and that's going to be an out of bounds. Peterson in now for a new Brave that we've seen in this game. This is Maddie Croxford. Croxford came in to the game last Friday in late time. Peterson drives left side baseline, trying to get it out to her teammate on the right side block. Murdoch, kick out. Heartland Richens, corner 3 on the far side. That one's good, and that's how you climb back into this game. 18-12, Rebels still in the lead. Ambria Lutz up at the very top, now to Lamborn on the left side, getting into Peterson, who's just a step above, feeding to Smith, who's going to be hounded by Heartland Richens. Heartland's going to nail her right on the arm, and she's going to get another foul. Heartland with her second personal foul. Crawford Trough inbound. Heartland's going to come out, and we're going to see Charlie Sargent into the game, the sophomore. They're going to want to try and Darlene now, wow, up and over the top of a defender on the out of bounds, and before I could even look, Darlene had squared up right in front of the right side wing for 2, put it up there, and it was good. 20-12. Another 3. That one's great. The right side wing and stepped right into it, Maddie Croxford. And now Only 5 points separate these two teams. The Rich Rebels up by 5. We'll take a timeout here in our second quarter, brought to you by Stacy's Repair. Come back to you on a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebel Sports on 98.3 and mylocalradio.com.
You rely on your vehicle every day. Make sure your ride gets the best service, repairs, and maintenance possible. Stacy's Repair in Woodruff provides the highest quality, the latest technology, and the newest equipment to give your vehicle the absolute best auto care available. Family owned and operated since 1992, your friends at Stacy's Repair promise to always deliver value and outstanding, honest, and knowledgeable service, regardless of repair size or difficulty. Stacy's Repair, the ones who truly care.
Welcome back as we groove our way into the remainder of our second quarter, brought to you by Stacy's Repair. Rich up by 5, 20-15, and the North Summit Braves have crawled back into it just a little bit, have cut it down to 5 points. And that's been due to the help of now buckets are falling from beyond the arc for the Braves, and they're pressuring the Rich Rebels a little bit as soon as they come across the half-court line trying to get into their offensive set. Mackenzie Smith getting a feed right at the right elbow, had a good look, just off to the right, no good. Sargent driving against Lamborn, floater, too hard, ball up for grabs, and it's going to be last touched by the Braves. That will roll right into the Rich Rebel bench, and a couple Rebels popped up pointing the opposite way, saying it's our ball, it's our ball. Langston says I didn't touch it, classic. She said, I guess. He said, she said. Rich Rebels with the ball. 2:50 left here before halftime. Taylor McKee out to Lamborn on the right side wing. Back around McKee, then to Lutz. Lutz about 3 feet beyond the arc. Squared up. Now McKee's going to do it. Brick just goes high and far rebound in transition. One-on-one. Sargent against Lamborn. Pulls it back out to the right side around the horn. Croxford for 3. Just a little bit. No good. Off to the left. Careens out to the left, and it's reeled in by Taylor McKee. McKee, Lamborn, Lutz around the arc. Mackenzie Smith getting the feed on the right side elbow. Gets it back out to Lutz on the right side. McKee near side, short, and Smith has to kick it back out as she drove against Langston. Another 3 by Ambria. No good. Rebels have gone cold here at the end of our second quarter. Croxford for 3. That one off to the right. Ripped off the boards by Ambria Lutz, who stepped right in front of Murdoch. Ambria block as Ambria goes right into Presley Peterson. It was a 50-50 call from my perspective right there, and our officials say it's going to be a block this time. Jerry Holmes can't believe it. Hands on his head. And, you could argue that either way. I felt like Peterson was pretty established, but was her feet set? I don't know. Does that really matter? How many people actually know the charging rule? Not a lot. 3 for Ambria Lutz, who's gone cold here in the near side 3, no good. North Summit still down by 5. 1:30 left in the game. Murdoch on the right side baseline has to get it back up to the top. Sargent around the horn. Presley Peterson. No. Rolls around the rim. Lamborn to Darlene, back to Ambria Lutz. Taylor McKee. No buckets by either team. North Summit has had better looks than the Rich Rebels. Drive back up to the top for McKee, who dribbles out to the left and back up to the top to Lamborn, who's going to grab it. Lamborn back to McKee on the left side. Pumps, drives to the right, goes right into a double team at the top of the arc. Now Lamborn has it, loses the basketball. And the Braves are going to fall on top of it right on the free throw line. It's going to swap possessions. Good hustle by the North Summit Braves. Heartland Richens has come back in. She's going to take out Sargent. And they're going to try and get the most out of Heartland Richens with about 52 seconds left in the ball game in the first half. I have a bad habit of saying that. In the first half, Heartland Richens getting the inbound out to the right side. Croxford feeding into Langston. Back out to the right side. Elbow, a jumper, no good, off to the right. And the Braves come up with it in a foul. Brittany Lamborn, who is the only one that wanted to get the rebound, ends up tangling up here with Maddie Croxford, and that's enough to put the Braves on the line for 1-1. 40 seconds left here in our first half. Croxford puts up the first one and good. Substitution for the Rich Rebels as well. Cassidy Grohl has come in. So out onto the floor, Grohl, Pugmire, Lutz, Smith, and McKee. Croxford goes 2 for 2, and now only 3 points separating these teams with about 40 seconds left before halftime. Braves have fought back valiantly and have earned their spot right now. A little bit of a pressure here. Taylor McKee getting it out to Pugmire on the far side corner. Pugmire ping-pongs off of 2 players, goes up and walks with it. One too many steps right in front of Langston. And a turnover, 28 seconds left here. Richens strolling across the timeline from right to left, crossover in front of McKee. Almost loses the basketball, kicks it out to Presley Peterson, who drives. Now out to Langston for a 3. That one's good. Tie ball game. 20-20 with 12 seconds left here in the first half. Pugmire gets a feed from McKee, and Pugmire saves it, has to get it out for Smith. Smith for 3 at the very top of the arc, just off to the right, no good. And that will be the end. Heartland Richens heaves, it's not gonna make it there, and we're gonna have a tie ball game going into halftime. Your halftime score on the Station on Main scoreboard, second quarter, 20-20, after the North Summit Braves have fought back, put on a little bit of a run and overcame that first quarter deficit. We'll come back to you in just a moment. We'll touch up a little bit as to what these teams can do, what went right, what went wrong, and we'll come back to you for a halftime show after these few messages on a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebel Sports on 98.3 The Wildlife.
Now you've got a safe and secure place to store your boat, RV, ATVs, and other vehicles right in town. T-Bar Body Shop offers storage for just $35 per month. Long and short-term storage options are available. Of course, T-Bar Body Shop also offers custom body work when you have an accident. We work with your insurance directly and get the job done right. T-Bar Body Shop offers a wide range of services. Stop in today and see all the ways T-Bar can serve you. 515 County Road, Evanston. Let T-Bar fix your car.
If the idea of owning your own home in beautiful Bear Lake sounds like more than your finances can handle, visit the experts at Bear Lake Realty to learn how you can make it happen. Gary and Amber McKee at Bear Lake Realty can show you how to buy a home and rent it out, so it pays for itself while you enjoy it some of the time as well. And soon, you'll have your own place in the Caribbean of the Rockies. No one knows the market better, and no one else serves you better than Bear Lake Realty.
In the state where life is elevated, live your life in a higher gear. Cash Honda Yamaha can help you enjoy our beautiful local terrain, whether it's in the valleys, mountains, snow, or water. So get out and enjoy all nature has to offer at a higher speed. Visit Cash Honda Yamaha in Cache Valley to start living your life at your new speed. Visit us in Hyde Park, just north of Logan, Utah.
Signage is a critical part of your business. It helps customers find your front door. Rocky Mountain Sign will provide you with expertly designed signs, LEDs, channel letters, as well as skillfully cut signage using wood, metal, plastic, and other mediums to help your customers find you with high-quality signage. Using the best technology, designs, and installation by Rocky Mountain Sign. Your signage says a lot about your business. Work with the professionals at Rocky Mountain Sign, 243 7th Street in Evanston, Wyoming.
Randolph, Utah is a town of extremes. At an elevation of 6,300 feet, with temperatures over 90 in the summer and often 40 below in the winter, the folks who call Randolph home have to be a hardy crew. Maybe that is one reason why the simple things in life mean so much to Rich County. Residents value hard work, education, a value for God, family, and country, and being a good neighbor. Mayor Sim Bell and the town board, Melanie Lim, Clay Barker, Brandon Hatch, and Frank Sano, support the Rich Rebels and hope that you can come back often.
Wyoming is unique. When it comes to high school sports, we might travel 6 hours to a game, but when we get there, we know the other team, their parents, and the coaches. Wyoming is like one small town with really long streets. When your travels take you to Evanston, always stay with your friends at the Best Western Dunmar Inn. Clean, comfortable rooms, a restaurant serving healthy, delicious food, and breakfast is always included. If you're bringing the team or following the team, stay with us every time you're in Evanston. The Best Western Dunmar Inn.
Rich Rebel fans, welcome back here to our halftime show brought to you by MyLocalRadio.com. Advertise where your messages will be seen during high school sports on the radio and online with My Local Radio. Our station on main scoreboard reading is going to read 20-20. After the end of one, the Rich Rebels, with the help of 4 straight three-pointers by Ambria Lutz, would lead in the first quarter, 14-5. And then the North Summit Braves crawling back into it, and they were knocking down shots everywhere. Special thanks, really, by Maddie Croxford. Croxford came in off the bench, nailed some huge shots from beyond the arc, and that brought the North Summit Braves back into it. If you're the Rich Rebels, you're happy that you're tied right now with this North Summit Braves, but you're not happy that you gave up that big of a lead at the end of the first quarter. And right now, momentum shift has been felt. The Braves seem to get their feet under them, and they've been moving forward in such a way that they feel like, okay, this is senior night. We know how to do this. We've been here before. And now they're trying to key up on some shooters from beyond the arc. Right now, the Rich Rebels are trying to continue to feed their guards, and their guards are getting double-teamed, and pressure even extended beyond the arc right now. Now, the Rebels have a challenge of trying to figure out what they can do with that. As a broadcaster, it's, or even a fan in the stands, and even a coach, it's easy to see when you have 2 players coming up to guard your point guard, your shooting guard, way beyond the arc, somebody has to be open. And those back cuts are going to be very, very helpful. If you're able to get the Braves to back off a little bit, then you're very comfortable with being able to launch those threes, as Ambria Lutz has done tonight. Taylor McKee hasn't been able to make very many from beyond the arc, but we'll be able to, I'm sure that she's able to do so. Perhaps we'll see Taylor finally be able to make her mark known. As for the North Summit Braves, right now you want to continue what you did in the second quarter. That is hound on the defensive side of the ball, and then put up some shots and do it really quickly. The Rich Rebels seem out of sorts just a little bit when you transition into a shot quickly after you cross the half-court line. That is your keys as we get ready for our third quarter, brought to you by Epic Recreation in 4 minutes. We'll take a quick break, come back to you for the start of our third quarter in just a moment on a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebel basketball on 98.3 The Wildlife.
Nothing makes your kid feel like a superstar more than seeing his or her very own Fathead in the stands. Fathead car decals and yard signs are inexpensive and easy to get at Rocky Mountain Sign in Evanston. Whether it's for the big game or to cheer on the high school band, our children make us proud in so many ways. Show your pride today. Go Rebels! West Star Printing and Rocky Mountain Sign, 243 7th Street, Evanston.
They say the 3 most important things in life for many people are their faith, their family, and their high school sports. And not necessarily in that order. Advertise where you'll get noticed. Call My Local Radio and become a sports advertiser today.
Signage is a critical part of your business. It helps customers find your front door. Rocky Mountain Sign will provide you with expertly designed signs, LEDs, channel letters, as well as skillfully cut signage using wood, metal, plastic, and other mediums to help your customers find you with high-quality signage. Using the best technology, designs, and installation by Rocky Mountain Sign. Your signage says a lot about your business. Work with the professionals at Rocky Mountain Sign, 243 7th Street in Evanston, Wyoming.
In the state where life is elevated, live your life in a higher gear. Cash Honda Yamaha can help you enjoy our beautiful local terrain, whether it's in the valleys, mountains, snow, or water. So get out and enjoy all nature has to offer at a higher speed. Visit Cash Honda Yamaha in Cache Valley to start living your life at your new speed. Visit us in Hyde Park, just north of Logan, Utah. In the state where life is elevated, live your life.
This is Gary McKee. Inviting you to call Bear Lake Realty today, 435-946-8888. Find out how you can be part of this beautiful area here with sandy beaches and private access, or the quickest way to get access to the marina in the Bear Lake area. You can have your own second home or a quarter share into those second homes for starting at $250,000, or you can start your own Airbnb investment and use it as well. Just call us and we'll teach you how to do that at Bear Lake Realty at 435-946-8888.
Sometimes you just start craving a really good, juicy burger. Add cheese, maybe some bacon, and all the fixins that make every bite even better than the bite before it. Add a side of hand-cut fries, onion rings, or crisp tater tots, and top it off with an amazing ice cream cone. Or maybe a raspberry shake. Just thinking about it makes me hungry. When your stomach is grumbling like an angry bear and your cravings call out, head right down to the Crawford Trough in Randolph. The place to eat and drink. Stop in today.
Welcome back, Rich Rebel fans and fans of the North Summit Braves, as we are concluding the end of our halftime show. And right now we're looking at 20-20. Each of the respective teams have gone into the huddle on their bench. They've come out, they've warmed up, and now we're going to get ready for the start of our Epic Recreation third quarter. Yeah, our Epic Recreation third quarter. Make your vacation an epic one to remember. Rentals in Bear Lake. Call 435-946-EPIC. That's 435-946-3742. Or, you can find them on Facebook at epicrecreation.net. Here we go as we're getting ready. The Rebels and the Braves have swapped sides. Heartland Richlands are going to come out to meet Lamborn right at the half-court line on our inbound. Instead, Ambria gets it all the way to cross court there to McKee. At the very top, Lamborn, who's going to be hounded by Richlands, steals the basketball. Richlands going all the way against three Rebels, and Ambria Lutt's able to steal that one back from her underneath her own basket. Now in our third quarter, and now Ambria out to the right side baseline for Smith, who just leaves it a tad short. Smith has just been off just a tad today. And if she's able to make those, we're going to be working with some serious firepower and opening up the floor quite a bit. Savannah Richlands out to the top for Heartland, and now Langston on the far side corner around Ambria. No, that's around Peterson. Going to be kicked by Smith, who was in the paint, and will go back into the Braves bench. Slapping the ball. Here's Heartland Richlands looking for the inbound. Murdoch back to Heartland, right in front of her own bench. Who's going to skip hop back up to the top. That rhymes. Langston on the baseline, and a foul called on Darlene Peterson. Darlene with 4 early in the start of the third. Langston is going to strut to the line with a chance to take the lead. No hesitation. Grazes the front of the rim, bounces right back off. No good. Still 20-20 with 7:10 left here in our Epic Recreation third quarter. Second one, nothing but air, as that's going to be given directly to the Rebels underneath their own basket after the air ball on the free throw attempt. Lutz out to the Lamborn on the right side. Now their first offensive possession, really. Their first one was picked off and stolen away. Lamborn now to Lutz and around the horn, back to the near side. Taylor McKee, 2 dribbles back up to the top. Trying to find anything inside as the high and low post. Swapping, Darlene Peterson, a foot in front of the arc, off the backboard and in, right, just straight away. 22-20. Darlene, got to watch her fouls as her offensive ability has been on point today. Peterson caught up underneath the basket. Langston follows it. Offensive rebound, puts it back up. And now we're tied up again, 22-22. Lutz on the left side picks up her dribble, and now she's in no woman's land. Out to Darlene Peterson. Cross-court pass on the right side. McKee, long 3 off the front of the iron. No good. Foul, Darlene Peterson. Ellie Argyle's going to come in and relieve Darlene. Now that's, I believe that was Darlene's fourth. I think I miscounted. Now Darlene has one more. She's going to sit down early here in the start of our third quarter. 22-22, Braves with the ball. Across the line, left to right, Harlan Richens and now Savannah Richens. Peterson, far corner, back around to the top. Hartland in front of Lamborn. Jabs, goes back. Goes to Murdoch on the right side elbow, back up to the top. Savannah. Peterson slowing it down. Now Savannah on the left side, feeding inside to Langston. Caught up in some traffic, goes around the horn. Murdoch pumps, drives, kicks back. Peterson wide open on the right side. That one's good. 25 that is. 25-22. North Summit in the lead. Ambria Lutz working up against Peterson on the left side, inside to Ellie Argyle. McKee left open for three. Decides to eat it, drives off the backboard. That one's good. Good answer. Still down as the North Summit Braves up by one. Wastes no time. Straightaway three. Bounces out. Tipped out by Langston to Murdoch. Peterson gets the feed inside out and goes back up to the top for Savannah Richens. Hartland, Murdoch into Langston. And Rebels and Braves. Now Taylor McKee comes away with it. Near side, gets onto her own side of the court. Crossover, spinning, right side elbow into the lane, throwing it up and just off to the left. Smith will foul Murdoch from behind on the defensive rebound. Whoa, that was an attempted offensive rebound. That's going to be Smith's first foul of the game. 4:40 left, 25-24 is the score on our Station on Main scoreboard. Braves up by one. Richens up against Lamborn, and she makes a move. Crossover left, right, floater, jumper, good. 27-24. McKee and company down by three. Off of the arms of Smith on the left side block, no good. Now the Braves hustling down the court, up by three. Murdoch tied up with Ellie Argyle, jump ball. It will stay, I believe, with the Braves. North Summit having taken the lead a little bit early here in our third quarter, up by three with an inbound here. Langston. And one, as Argyle could do nothing more. She was all in the face of Langston, who uses her height, jumps it up, puts it in. 29-24 with a chance for one more for North Summit. One shot motioned by our officials. One bounce, quickly up, brick, no good. Murdoch with an offensive rebound. Falling backwards, fadeaway off of Argyle. And the Braves have come away with quite a substantial amount of points here, 31-24. Rebels down by a few. Taylor McKee now out to the right side for Lutz, who squares up and puts it up. That one's going to rattle off the back of the iron, no good. Offensive rebound, the Rebels have it, blocked away, and then the Rebels come back with it. And now Rich cannot buy a bucket right now, missing another one. Ambria Lutz in transition. Murdoch off of the glass up against Violet Taylor in fast break mode, 33-24, and now, just like that, North Summit up by 9. Lamborn into Argyle, and now the ball is kind of being flung around, and a foul on Langston as Lamborn got the feed from McKee at the top into the right side block. Lamborn kind of threw it up. She wasn't able to see much anything because Langston was so tall. Nonetheless, here comes two chances for Lamborn at the line. Bear Lake Realty free throws. First one, couple inches too strong. Bounces right back to her, no good. 3:13 left here in our Epic Recreation third quarter. Redemption shot, Lamborn. This time is good. Stops a little bit of a run. Down by 8. Peterson, Richens. Both Richens out onto the court, Langston and Murdoch. That's your starting 5 already out onto the court. As for the Rich Rebels, you have to sub out quite a few people. Only starting 5 out there right now is the back court Another 2 points taken there off of a drive, a missed shot, but then Langston, nobody boxed her out. Stood in the lane, got the rebound, put it back up, a timeout. North Summit up by 10. We'll take a break here on a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebel Sports, 98.3 The Wildlife.
Whether you're kicking up dust in the hills, making waves down on the lake, or taking advantage of the world's greatest powder, don't just hope to have fun. Take that sled by the handlebars and make your time at Bear Lake epic. Epic Recreation rents equipment and cabins for your vacation fun at beautiful Bear Lake. From watercraft large and small to UTVs, sleds, and more, Epic Recreation has it all to go on-road, off-road, or out on the Caribbean blue water. Book your adventure at epicrecreation.net.
Back here again for the continuation of our Epic Recreation third quarter. The North Summit Braves have scored 15 points out of the gate compared to Rich's 5. It's a 10-point swing in the direction of the North Summit Braves. They're up 35-25 with just under 3 minutes left here in our third quarter. Still keeping the same personnel out there for either team. Lutz, Crawford Trough inbound back to McKee on the right side. Now pump back up to the top, Violet Taylor. McKee, one left-hand dribble, now around to the left side, near side. Has to eat it, goes up to the top for Taylor. Heartland Richens. Good defense, feed inside, Ellie Argyle. Argyle has it poked away, gets it up and out. Violet Taylor, right for 3 on the left side as she got that inside out from Ellie Argyle. It's a good 3-point ball from Violet Taylor. 35-28, Rich crawling back into it, hopefully. Harlan Richens, step back 3 at the top of the arc. Rims out, no good. Ambria Lutz with the box out. Gets the defensive rebound and then drives all the way, gets it back up to the top for McKee. McKee back to Violet Taylor here on the left side. Violet Taylor loses the basketball, has to wrestle it back from from Richens. Cross-court pass, Ambria Lutz. Peterson jabbing in for it. Violet Taylor bails her out, drives into the lane, tries to feed to Ellie Argyle, and then Savannah Richens stepped right into the lane and stole it away. Down the court, Langston guarded McKee. McKee missing a couple inches, not able to get it up and contested enough to alter the shot. Langston good on the left block. Violet Taylor now to McKee on the right side, who's going to drive back into the paint. Again, shooting it into the paint, and it's going to be deflected, knocked away, and last touched by a Rich Rebel. 37-28, 1:16 left in our third quarter. Harlan Richens takes a deep breath. Right side dribble, left side dribble, right across the logo. Now working from left to right. Air ball there by Croxford. And somehow saved by Peterson. That's a hustle play and a half by Peterson. Now Peterson right side drive, up and rolling off of the front. Around the back iron and in. 39-28. Ambria Lutz driving, floats it. No, nothing to it as she tried to get back into the passing lane. Tried to steal it away. She's helped up there by Richens. Good sportsmanship, and now North Summit doing what they did last time, and that is starting to pull away in the second half. Even with a early lead, the Rich Rebels are falling back into what we saw only 6 days ago. And now North Summit establishing dominance here. Sargent is into the game for the point guard position. She picks up her dribble, has to give it out to Croxford. Croxford guarded by Ambria Lutz on the right side, now back into Langston. Langston right side, spinning Murdoch, floating, no good. Langston gets up and over the top of the Rich Rebels, tips it back out. Sargent into Langston. Murdoch driving, blocked by Pugmire, still in the arms of the Braves as that ball just keeps falling right into the arms of a Brave no matter where that rebound goes.
Line for 2, Maddie Croxford.
Here we go, Maddie Croxford to the line as she was the one that got fouled, attempting to put it back on maybe the 4th attempt here. Croxford has been very good from the line, and I jinxed her on that one as she puts it just a tad too far. Bounced off of the back iron, bounced off of the backboard, and went right back to her pretty far. Croxford rolls and rims out to the left. Ripped down by the Braves. No, ripped down by the Rebels, and now into transition. Violet Taylor has it poked away. It will roll out the baseline underneath the Braves basket. McKee up to the top. Now Ambria again floating, throwing it off the glass up and around a Brave, and that will be the final points of the third quarter. 30-39, only a 9-point difference. The Braves almost matching their entire halftime score in one quarter, scoring 19. The Rich Rebels only scoring 10. We'll take a quick break here. Come back to you in just a second. Here from North Summit in Colville, 98.3 on a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation on mylocalradio.com.
As high school sports fans, we know that sometimes you have to drive a long way to get to the next game. If you find yourself on the side of the road, remember that Freeway Tire in Evanston offers service calls and roadside assistance 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It's a great idea to have your vehicle serviced, tires checked, and oil changed to make sure it's in top shape before your next long drive. Visit Freeway Tire today, your locally owned and operated tire shop. Freeway Tire, 217 Bear River Drive, Evanston.
Welcome back. Getting ready for the start of our fourth quarter. The North Summit Braves up by 9. Dipping into our Bear Lake Realty fan cam, your new home in Bear Lake. One phone call away. That's 435-946-8888. If you want to make a splash in the real estate market around Bear Lake, call Gary or Amber McKee at that number. They'll be sure to help you out. As we're going to get ready now, dip into our fourth quarter. Brought to you by Bear Lake Memorial Hospital. The Rebels are going to get the ball first here in the fourth quarter, down by 9. McKee back to Taylor on the left side, who dribbles back up to the top of the arc. Now around the head of McKee, who gets it to the right to Ambria Lutz. Pugmire, cross court, poked away there by Sargent. Violet Taylor able to wrestle it away. Now a 2-on-1 opportunity, fast break. Smith up and rolls. That's a finesse shooter's touch. It just kind of hung on the back of the rim, and then that went in. Heartland Richens now for the Braves. Out to the right side, up to the top. Heartland Richens jabs right, goes left. That's a signature move. She'll jab one way and then step back and have a little bit of space. Sargent, Richens, feeding Langston inside, kick out to the right side. Ambria Lutz was there, stolen away by McKee. Good move by McKee, going coast to coast, all the way. Left hand layup and one! McKee got bumped from behind, and she has a chance for a three-point play. Stole it here on the right side, went all the way, coast to coast, went up with the left hand, made the basket, and won. 39-34 with a chance to cut it down a little bit more. Taylor, McKee, automatic. 39-35. Braves now. 5-point swing and a 5-point run for the Rebels. Sargent goes right, baseline, nobody there. Off the glass, got around Ambria Lutz. That stops the Rebel run at 5. 41-35. McKee now out to the right for Taylor. Taylor, right-hand dribble, and now Ambria Lutz feeding into Pugmire, just too far. Pugmire had a good look at it, just left it a little bit too far, and now Sargent now on the Rebel side of the court. Taylor McKee stealing it away again. McKee with Heartland Richens riding her back. McKee, golly gee. Tried to find Smith, and it's just frustrating as the Rich Rebels have had a couple chances inside, and it's just gone off the fingertips of some Rich Rebel players out of bounds. We've seen that a few times today, and it's probably left a couple points on the board. Peterson inbound here to Heartland. you know, Heartland Richens as an underclassman very much has swagger with the ball. Ball up for grabs as Heartland turned away from Peterson as the ball came right back to her at the top of the arc, reeling it in as Sargent gives it and hands it right back to Heartland. Sargent now, Peterson looked at the line, thought about the three, instead takes a little jumper in the paint. Pugmire able to box out Langston, and an outlet here to McKee on the right side. Crossing the timeline, driving in, kick out to Ambria. Open three, thought about it too much, and she went too hard, too far. Richens pushing it, trying to get ahead of some Rich Rebels, and now gets it out to Murdoch on the right side block. Up to the top, Richens gets around Violet Taylor, too hard. Rebound, Pugmire out to McKee again. McKee is going to take it herself, goes up, and a foul before the shot underneath. That one's going to be on Peterson. Her second foul of the game, 5:28 left. Darlene Peterson to check into the game, as well as Brittany Lamborn. Inbound, Darlene Peterson throws it up after being caught up underneath the basket. It's going to get wedged in between the rim and the backboard. Sargent, hounded by Lamborn, double-teamed eventually, and then gets it back up to the top for Peterson. Hartland strolling out to the right side. Sargent then up to Peterson. Thought about the three, gets McKee up in the air, drives underneath, and floats it about 8 feet out. That one's good. 43-35. Just under 5 minutes left here in our Bear Lake Memorial Hospital fourth quarter. Rebels trying to get their run to get back into it here. Darlene pumps, drives into Langston's arms, and a foul. I believe that's on Darlene Peterson, number 2, and her final one of the night. She's going to be done. Ellie Argyle's going to come in, give her a swat right on the hand, says good job. And Ellie's going to have to man down, hold down the fort for the rest of the night here in our fourth quarter. And that foul is going to put the Braves into the 1-and-1 bonus. Peterson had the touch from shooting today, but just found herself in foul trouble early and couldn't get out of it. Murdoch spins the ball up in front of her and throws it on up. Swish. 44-35. Four minutes and 3/4 left here. Second shot from Murdoch is good. That's going to push it up to 10, the lead, 45-35. Ambria Lutz drives against Savannah Richens. Almost loses the basketball, caught up in the short corner. Good lead pass, Taylor McKee. Reverse layup, up and around, right side baseline to left side. Up with the right hand, good. 37-45, Peterson into the arms of Mackenzie Smith. Good defense by Smith. Somehow, ball ends up in the arms of the Rich Rebels, and a foul over the top of the back. Savannah Richens over the top of Taylor McKee. You know, the Braves might have height and they have hustle, but if you're able to box out, you have a good chance of being able to at least get a haul to help you out a little bit here. And that one helped out on that one. McKee now to Lamborn right side, extended up to the top. McKee gets underneath Heartland. Kick out for Ambria, who pumped twice, thought about it, now kicks it out to Lamborn on the right side in front of the Rebel bench. Smith, right elbow, back out to McKee. McKee, dribble, drive, and around, back up to the top of the arc. Had to get some room and some breathing space. Lutz and the Rebels losing time, and a far pass across the court from Ambria Lutz from right side to left is going to lead McKee too far. It will go over her head in a turnover with 3:45 left. 45-37. Braves trying to put it on ice. Murdoch. No, this is Heartland Richens, excuse me, trying to put that dribble drive, that stutter step, leaves it short. And a timeout taken. That's an Independent Software Solutions timeout taken by the Rich Rebels. We'll take it as well. Come back to you in a second on a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebel girls basketball, 98.3 The Wildlife.
For years, people from all over have counted on the competent staff and first-class facilities at Bear Lake Memorial Hospital in Montpelier, Idaho. Consistently named one of the top rural hospitals in the country, Bear Lake Memorial Hospital provides a wide range of treatments no matter what you need. Whether it be a simple visit to their expanded ER, a visit to their in-house MRI machine, or if you need more advanced treatments like chemotherapy or dialysis. The staff at Bear Lake Memorial Hospital cares about your health and will do everything they can to help you. Bear Lake Memorial Hospital in Montpelier, Idaho, the most caring hospital on earth.
Here for the continuation and probably the conclusion of our fourth quarter on our Bear Lake Memorial Hospital fourth quarter. Our station on main scoreboard reading North Summit 45, Rich 37. That's an 8-point deficit for the Rich Rebels, and they're trying to come back into it. And now is do or die, as stellar defense by the Braves has really limited any open shots for the Rebels. And the starting five is going to be out there right now, minus Darlene Peterson, who fouled out with about 6 minutes left here in the fourth. Lutz with the Crawford Trough inbound out to Lamborn. Into Smith, up and underneath Langston, high off the glass, backboard, no good. Langston uses her high outlets to Richens. Savannah feeds Murdoch. And what should have been a foul, I've got to be honest, as a huge body shot from Smith leaves Murdoch flinging and recoiling. That ball somehow ends up in the arms of the Braves. Hartland working up against Lamborn, kitty corner from the left side arc, now out to the right side, Savannah. Murdoch, beyond the arc, gets it out to Langston, who's guarded by Argyle out at the very top of the arc. Hartland Richens up and around, works around Lamborn, and she puts that one up off of the back cut on the right side elbow, on the right side block, 47-37, 10-point lead for the Braves. Ellie Argyle inside out. Lamborn just beyond, just inside the arc actually. Langston with a huge block on Argyle. Ball ends up in the arms of Hartland Richens, who's going to stroll across the timeline. About 2 minutes left here in the game. Peterson drives against Lutz. Now back to the left. Hartland Richens drives, stops, loses the handles. Lamborn will foul as Hartland Richens went with the right hand, ended up here at the very top, just a hair in front of the right elbow, and they are going to roll up into the legs of each other, lose the basketball, but a foul, and that's going to be 1-1 coming up for Hartland. 47-37 with a chance to extend. First one, break, no good, and Langston, again, another offensive rebound, who goes high up and around, long strides off the right top corner of the backboard and in. Now 49-37, another timeout here, and we're going to go ahead and keep it here. Senior night here in North Summit, and North Summit coming alive big here in the second half. It's been incredible to see the Braves kind of come back in the face of adversity after being down a substantial margin in the first quarter. We'll take a quick breather, actually, come back to you in just a second on a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebel Basketball 98.3 The Wildlife. They say the three most important things in life for many people are their faith, their family, and their high school sports. And not necessarily in that order. Advertise where you'll get noticed. Call My Local Radio and become a sports advertiser today.
Nothing makes your kid feel like a superstar more than seeing his or her very own Fathead in the stands. Fathead car decals and yard signs are inexpensive and easy to get at Rocky Mountain Sign in Evanston. Whether it's for the big game or to cheer on the high school band, our children make us proud in so many ways. Show your pride today. Go Rebels! West Star Printing and Rocky Mountain Sign, 243 7th Street, Evanston.
Just under 2 minutes here for the conclusion of our game. North Summit up 49-37. The Rebels looking for a miracle here in Colville. Violet Taylor splits in between two Rebel, in between two Brave defenders, and somehow that ball did not go through. Ball rolling. Peterson ends up with it and gets it to Heartland Richens, who's going to cross the timeline, goes right into the arms of Pugmire, and a foul. And what could have been probably a double dribble on Peterson ends up being a mad dash that Peterson's going to win via hustle. Heartland's going to bail her out and then run right into the arms of Pugmire. Here comes another 1-and-1. That one up and good for Richens. Now hitting the 50 burger. 50-37 is your score, a 13-point difference. Make that 14 with another cap onto the top. Ambria Lutz is going to let the ball roll across to save as much time as she can. Gets it there and then hands off to Violet Taylor. Taylor going out to the right side, has a little bit of a lane, and gets a foul called up against here on the right side block on Murdoch. Pushed her with the body just a little bit, and that's going to be enough to send her to the line. Violet Taylor to the Bear Lake Realty free throw line. She made a huge T7 Propane and Woodruff three-pointer in the third quarter. That was going to get it pretty close, trying to get it back a little bit more competitive. But instead, North Summit's going to go ahead and continue to chug along. She'll make the first one. Brittany Lamborn checking in here. So with the last minute 30, and the second shot by Violet Taylor misses it. Misses it short. So out onto the floor, McKee, Taylor, Lutz, Lamborn, and Grohl. Ball up for grabs, stolen away by the Rich Rebels, and Violet Taylor takes it and scores on the layup. Peterson trying to get up and around, gets around three Rebel defenders, gets it to Langston, up and over the top of Grohl. And that's going to be a 53-40 score and a timeout taken. Independent Software Solutions timeout taken by Jerry Holmes. We'll take our final breather, come back to the final minute in 30 seconds on Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebel Sports, 98.3 The Wildlife.
For years, people from all over have counted on the competent staff and first-class facilities at Bear Lake Memorial Hospital in Montpelier, Idaho. Consistently named one of the top rural hospitals in the country, Bear Lake Memorial Hospital provides a wide range of treatments no matter what you need. Whether it be a simple visit to their expanded ER, a visit to their in-house MRI machine, or if you need more advanced treatments like chemotherapy or dialysis. The staff at Bear Lake Memorial Hospital cares about your health and will do everything they can to help you. Bear Lake Memorial Hospital in Montpelier, Idaho, the most caring hospital on earth.
Concluding moments here in the conclusion of our game between the Rich Rebels and the North Summit Braves. Jerry Holmes took a timeout with about a minute 13 left here in the ball game, and not sure what he said in that timeout, but we do know that Coach Holmes has done so much work for both the North Summit program as well as the Rich program back in the 90s, both for football. It was incredible. Taylor McKee is going to get it out to Grohl, who's going to shoot that one up. Far it will go and reeled in by Lamborn. Ambria Lutz dribbles up and around. Floater, oh man, just missed it entirely. Violet Taylor is going to step in front of the passing lane and steal it away from Heartland Richens right on the right side block. And Richens is going to sit on top of her in a foul. 54.6 seconds. That's Heartland Richens' third foul. Lamborn gets the Crawford Trough inbound back to McKee. McKee back to Lutz. Now McKee on the right side wing. Caught up in a little bit of a trap now. Lamborn will take the shot off the side of the backboard and out of bounds. And our official here on the baseline said it was going to go to the North Summit Braves, and our official out beyond the arc is going to correct him. Corner three from Lutz. Long and high. high above the arc and above the backboard. Sorry, someone stepped on our cord. We're back now with 34 seconds left, and the foul by the Rich Rebels is going to send Langston to the line. Langston puts that one up and good. Now 54-40. First one up and good, and this will be the concluding moments, just about 34 seconds left here in the game. She goes perfect from the line, Langston does. 55-44. Lutz and company are going to try and get some shots off to get as much as they can. Taylor McKee is going to dribble up and around, and Murdoch is going to leave it out and open for Lambour to come in and sweep it. A foul called on the Braves, a hold on Murdoch, as she tried to wrestle it back away from Lambourne, who had possession of it. Grohl's going to come in for Smith as we're trying to extend these final seconds as long as we possibly can. Trying to get those points. Lambourne, 1-and-1 opportunity. First one up and rimmed back iron, bricks it. Sneaking inside, Violet Taylor for the jump ball. It will stay with the Braves after the defensive rebound by Langston. Murdoch leads to Langston, right side elbow off the glass. It's over top of McKee and good. 57-40. Violet Taylor right into the body of Langston, left side block up and good. Now Richens will dribble up and around and weave in between a couple Rich Rebels, and that will be your final buzzer. North Summit takes another win against the Rich Rebels here in 2022, 57-42. We'll come back for our pregame show in just a second on 98.3 and a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebel Sports.
Sometimes you just start craving a really good, juicy burger. Add cheese, maybe some bacon, and all the fixins that make every bite even better than the bite before it. Add a side of hand-cut fries, onion rings, or crisp tater tots, and top it off with an amazing ice cream cone. Or maybe a raspberry shake. Just thinking about it makes me hungry. When your stomach is grumbling like an angry bear and your cravings call out, head right down to the Crawford Trough in Randolph. The place to eat and drink. Stop in today.
Wyoming is unique. When it comes to high school sports, we might travel 6 hours to a game, but when we get there, we know the other team, their parents, and the coaches. Wyoming is like one small town with really long streets. When your travels take you to Evanston, always stay with your friends at the Best Western Dunmar Inn. Clean, comfortable rooms, a restaurant serving healthy, delicious food, and breakfast is always included. If you're bringing the team or following the team, stay with us every time you're in Evanston. The Best Western Dunmar Inn.
Nothing makes your kid feel like a superstar more than seeing his or her very own Fathead in the stands. Fathead car decals and yard signs are inexpensive and easy to get at Rocky Mountain Sign in Evanston. Whether it's for the big game or to cheer on the high school band, our children make us proud in so many ways. Show your pride today. Go Rebels! West Star Printing and Rocky Mountain Sign, 243 7th Street, Evanston.
Welcome back to our post-game coverage. The North Summit Braves are going to take this one here in Colville this time. 57-42 is your final score. Let's start with our Jimmy John's Freaky Fast recap. That's Jimmy John's in Evanston. Gourmet sandwiches made fresh and fast every day, 113 Front Street. You know, the first quarter, the Rich Rebels lead actually 14-5 by the help of 4 3-pointers by Ambria Lutz. That was huge. And now the Rich Rebels just tried desperately to hang on to it, was able to tie it, keep it tied at halftime. Much like what happened last time these two teams played, North Summit came out and just hustled, defensive pressure, and exploded in the second half. Your final score, 57-42. We'll come back in 30 seconds here on our post-game coverage on a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebel Sports.
Hello, Hello, this is Dr. McKay Frankham. As a dentist in Evanston for over 20 years now, my mission has always been to provide quality dental care for people of all ages at reasonable prices. I'm a detail-oriented person, and it's important to me to stay current on new dental procedures and protocols that can help my patients have the best experience and have the best results. Over the years, I've also worked to keep my overhead low so that I can pass those savings on to my patients. I believe everyone deserves quality dental care. Please call us today at 307-789-8910.
This presentation on mylocalradio.com is also brought to you in part by Hoover Chiropractic. With over 3 decades of experience, Dr. Todd Hoover can help you with all the chiropractic work you need, plus x-rays, blood work, a weight loss program, and can help you get rid of allergies and migraines. Dr. Todd Hoover with Hoover Chiropractic in Evanston.
Welcome back here for the conclusion of our post-game coverage. Thank you for joining us today on our post-game show. It's time for our precision play of the game, sponsored by Dr. McKay Frankham. Dr. McKay Frankham, providing precision family dentistry at affordable prices. Call today for an appointment at 307-789-8910. Your precision play of the game will go to Violet Taylor after an inside-out 3 taken by Taylor on the left side wing on the assist from Ellie Argyle, who was hounded in the paint, sucked in the North Summit defense all on top of her, kicked it out there. Violet Taylor stepped right just beyond the three-point line and threw it on up. Nothing but net. That was perfect, and that led the score to be a little bit more competitive in the third quarter, and it added a little bit of spark for the Rich Rebels, who then went on a 5-0 run to cut it down to, I believe, within 6. That was your Dr. McKay Frankham precision play of the game. Call today again at 307-789-8910. Now for our LSR Refrigerated player of the game. That's Darren, Tricia, and the entire Wallentine family wishing the Rebels good luck in all that they do. Your precision play of the game is going to go to Violet Taylor, but your LSR Refrigerated player of the game is going to go to Ambria Letts. Ambria was everywhere on the court tonight. She was hustling, bustling, and she felt very confident with the ball in her hands, and it's kind of hard to top leading your team with 4 3-pointers just in the first quarter alone. And that kind of carried on. Not able to come out with a win here in North Summit, but Ambria had the heart of a champion. And keep in mind, North Summit, again, a higher classification. They're very, very good with a very, very talented underclass again. Again, your final score here on our Station on Main scoreboard. North Summit comes away with a win, 57-42. This is Cody Olsen, Melissa Olsen, signing off here on behalf of my friend and associate back in the studio, Colton Bagley. We thank you for letting us penetrate your ear holes and let you hear, at least, or watch on mylocalradio.com, a very good game between 2 very, very talented teams. Thanks again, and as always, go Rebels. Also, before we go, catch me tomorrow on a doubleheader in Manila. The girls will start play at 5:30, the boys at 7. Now I can say, as always, go Rebels.
The proceeding has been a wholly owned production of mylocalradio.com and Cook Brothers Broadcasting, no portion of which may be used or rebroadcast without the express written consent of Old West Media Incorporated. Thank you for joining us on this Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebel Sports on mylocalradio.com.